Hey y'all, I'm Grace Crockett and I'm going to talk to you about hypothermia. Hypothermia occurs when the body loses heat faster than it can produce it, and it causes the core body temperature to fall below 95 degrees Fahrenheit. This usually occurs from exposure to cold air and water temperatures. It doesn't have to be extreme conditions to result in hypothermia. It can happen from prolonged exposure to moderate conditions just as easily. It is important to protect against hypothermia by dressing appropriately for the weather. So you need to dress in many layers, hats, scarves, long sleeves, gloves. Water-resistant clothing is really important to keep you dry. If someone does appear to have hypothermia, they're going to have some signs and symptoms, like they may seem indifferent, disoriented, confused. They may have like a glassy stare on their face. They may shiver at first, but as their condition gets worse, usually the shivering stops, and this is a sign that they're getting worse and they need immediate medical care. In really bad cases of hypothermia, the person may even become unresponsive and their breathing may slow down or even stop, and their body may feel really stiff or rigid. In order to give first aid for hypothermia, the first step that you always need to do is call 911. If the victim has become unresponsive or they're not breathing, then you need to give CPR and use an AED if you're trained in that. The important way to treat hypothermia is to raise the body temperature very slowly. If you immerse them in like really hot water, that can lead to dangerous heart rhythms. So it's important to increase their body temperature very slowly by using blankets and towels and sheets to hold in the body temperature, giving them warm, dry clothes. Like if they got wet, just remove all the wet clothes. And if you're like really far from medical care, then you need to position them near a heat source. And to just continue to check on them to make sure that their condition doesn't get any worse.